Hello, my name is Hersh, and welcome to the HERshyt show. Well, a little bit about it. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you'll probably cuss at me, but that's all right. I just want to bring to you the realization of what's really going on in this world that a lot of people are afraid to speak on. Enjoy. All right, so this week's the HERshyt show, I couldn't get rid of it. I had to keep flea. It's a flea in that thing. Y'all don't even understand about that.
We go way back.
Way back. So during the off-camera time frame, we were discussing with our high-speed producer. We was in a great conversation about chakras. Yes. So I couldn't let her leave the studio just yet. The chakras like confuses people all day long. And you brought up, Mr. Producer, about being indoctrined, about being discussed or trained a certain way, like with divorces or you can't get a divorce type deal or whatever. Can you spin off of it? He ain't gonna come in front of the camera, but y'all gonna hear him. Can you spin off of that a little bit for us, please? Just a little bit.
I can't do it.
Yeah, come on. I knew he was gonna make him come back.
Have your seat.
Now this is what they do to me. They make me come on camera. I don't really have a lot about that. It's just the way when you grow up and you're taught a certain way and you don't think it has an impact on you. It just gets drilled in. And then when you become an adult and you're in life and as things happen, it takes a really strong person to be able to admit that, you know, maybe I was taught wrong. Maybe I don't have to believe that. Yeah. And that's what I was talking about. Like,
and that's like balancing your life for yourself.
It takes a lot just to come up with that. Hang on.
Yeah, everything feels off.
Be like this.
Everything.
So my own choices. As a child, we see things, what they say, mother versus nature.
Right.
That's what we're taught. But you hear about it, but you don't really realize it in your life that, oh,
because you're not dealing with it. Another thing too, a lot of things we tell ourselves like it doesn't impact us. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people can't relate to poor people even. You've never been poor. You never,
especially if you came from money.
Yeah, you've never been without.
Yeah, you've never been through that.
Your whole life you just had, given, and then you get
you
older.
had to work for nothing.
Yeah, and then suppose everything get taken from you. Then it's gone. It's really hard for those people to deal with being broke. So it's like those things throw our whole being off.
And that's where the woe is me and it's everybody else's fault.
Depression, anger. It's people. Everybody handles it different. I'll kind of get to myself. I talk and I blog. So you'll see me post on
that's
Facebook
your way of venting.
And say, I just need to get it out.
This is what I'm doing.
And that's a form of healing. That's a form of healing. Anytime you're using your hands, your mind, your subconscious, letting it flow, making artwork, whatever.
Now, a little bit more on the chakra. So that ties in with the chakra. Like people have confused about chakra.
I know, a lot of people don't. We have our 7. You got your third eye, your throat, your heart. We have energy centers in our body. They're circles. They're spinning energy. And they change every day. Your chakras change every day, depending on what you're doing, what kind of mood you're in, who you're around. Like I can go somewhere and be in the best mood in the world. I go somewhere and then I'm just all of a sudden just like cranky, don't feel right because I've taken on these other people's stuff. But I'm aware of it now. The key is being aware of it. And then I can do something about it. I can say, this isn't me. Yeah. This is not me.
So you got to notice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Know yourself. And I'll be like,
around what age did you start noticing that something was possibly off and that you needed to get away from certain things or change up certain things?
I mean, I don't really.
You just go with
no age. It's as life happens.
Yeah.
So every time you get faced with a different trial or you go through something different.
Yeah.
And there's nobody there to help you with it. You have to kind of.
You got to face yourself.
You got to dig deep and figure it out. Or you got to go talk to somebody. You got to get a therapist. You got to get help, or you end up just lost in it.
And that's what happened after I got bit. It was like I didn't know I had all this stuff happening, and it was like I didn't know what to do. I started writing. I have notebooks piled full of writing, and I started just really going inwards. I went deep inwards to figure out my inner child. Yeah. A lot of us have inner child wounding and trauma. And we grow up, and that's why we have certain things that affect our everyday lives. Yeah. Anger, OCD.
You're still holding on to that past,
and you don't
consciously or subconsciously.
You don't realize
it's a part of your life.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's subconscious. You have no idea. You think this is who you are.
Yeah, I think most of the time it's subconscious.
It is. It's subconscious. That's why artwork's so important, because it's gives your subconscious.
It's putting it out there.
Yeah, we learned that.
And I actually talked about that on one of my shows about
that's why
pen and paper is your best friend.
It really is.
Because you don't have to lie. You don't have to lie.
I didn't have nobody talk to us. I just wrote.
Yeah.
And wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. And that was my therapy. That was and it made me see things that.
Because if you put it down and you leave for a little while, or even a day or two or a month because you feel better, you wrote it down.
Oh, God.
You come back and pick it up and it's like, oh, that's what I was thinking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for adults. You can learn that with kids. So we learned this. A kid don't have to talk to me. I can give them a couple sheets of paper, some crayons and pencils, and walk out the room. When I come back, they're going to tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah, see? It's like right there.
With they unlock it easier.
Yeah.
But for adults, we may sit there and stare at a blank piece of paper for a day.
Because you're afraid. You want to lock it in. You don't want somebody else to be able to read
Even
this.
with me, like you just asked me to come on camera and talk about it.
Yeah, literally.
I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
You can't start. You're like,
and I was like, yes, you are. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the spot.
I don't have a problem, but it's all these things in my head. I'm thinking like, man, what if I hurt somebody's feelings, the people that it impacts. And I'm thinking about everybody else but me.
But that's the thing. We don't use names, and we keep that separate. So if a hit dog house, that's their business.
Right.
Because that's something that they need to focus on within themselves. And people like us, we think of everybody else's feelings. And that's the issue. Now, eventually, we just going to do and say whatever we feel and say. But it has to get to that point. Right. You know what I mean? So don't hold back.
Right.
That's my big, don't hold back. Why?
You want me to be like the HERshyt show?
No, I want you to be your own.
Let it go.
Let it go. And I actually, believe it or not, I actually hold back on this show because I try to think of the audience. And I'm trying not to do that no more because I want to be me, because Mario presented me with the HERshyt show to be me. And I still went into that subconscious mode where, should I say this? Should I say that? Should I not? But I can't be the HERshyt show without being real.
You said like you take on other people's problems, like you're protecting other people.
I am.
And that's what's happening. You're protecting everybody around you still.
Yeah. I think a big topic when you talk about is empathy.
Empathy, because it's not sympathy, it's empathetic. Because
having empathy, you're that way, you're that way. A lot of us are that way. It's natural, but a lot of us are very sensitive to energies, and we have no idea we are. No clue in the world. And like I said, this has nothing to do with like religion. This is purely energy for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just purely energy. But yeah, your chakras, they're spinning clockwise. Right?
Okay.
And then when things get kinked up, say you have a trauma, say you have a hard trauma, your whole body gets out of line. Your energy field, you'll have pain. It just tears your body, and then you'll start spinning the other way. And I've done that. I've done a lot of work, chakras. I can get them flowing right. And you have to do your own work. You know, I get it flowing right, but you got to, there's certain things you got to do to take care of initiatives on your own.
Okay.
Keep it going. Keep it that way. Yeah, but empathy is a big thing that a lot of people have, and they don't realize it. Say, you literally take on somebody, you absorb that person's energy field.
Yeah.
And you don't have a clue. Next thing you know, you're feeling down and depressed, and you're just like down and out.
Especially when you invite somebody either in your household or you try to help somebody out, you're constantly putting your energy into somebody else to try to build up their energy, and then you're drained.
Yeah. I fully believe there are psychic vampires out there. There's no doubt about it.
I've never heard it that way. But
no, I'm telling you. I call them vampires,
that.
but that's the truth. They don't realize subconsciously, they have no idea. They'll be feeling great. And I'll be feeling like absolute.
Everything is going so good for them, and you're sitting over there.
I'm like, yes. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, they'll pass it right off to you, and before you know it, you're carrying that weight.
And we're all very caring individuals, and that's one thing that people need to learn where their stopping point comes at. Mm-hmm. Where does your stopping point come to? Are you completely drained and now you're shit out of luck?
Right.
Like, how do you know?
There's certain things you do as well before you leave the house every day.
Okay.
Say your dedication prayers.
Go ahead.
You can do a little energy surrounding like the selenite.
Yeah.
Sort of, or use your hand, just sort of like, mainly visualization. Visualize like a a shield around you, whatever it may be, and you will notice a difference. I promise you. Put your energy out there. Like say you have a bowl, and you'll notice people will not come within a certain. They will not come.
Oh, they don't come near me anymore.
No, I'm just saying.
But,
I swear. But when you put that, when you
Yeah.
visualize it and you set it and you say, pray whatever it is. Say you have your energy field. Say you put a bubble, whatever around you, and you will literally see people.
they already know.
They don't. They spill it because
Yeah.
you put that out there. It's subconscious. They're just like they won't.
And no,
they will not cross that.
That don't mean just having the resting bitch face.
about to say stank
That's
face.
not. Yeah, it's not. It's not just about the stank face or the resting
Right.
bitch face. She's literally you put that energy around you and you give that social distancing, so to speak, and they know not to walk up on you.
It's a natural social distance. 6 feet
Yeah.
away.
Even with people close to me now, I tell them now, like, I don't really want to get involved with that. Like, I got a lot of positive going on. I can't carry that for you right now.
That's the biggest thing.
What you were just talking about earlier.
Yeah, just tell them.
What are you allowing people to bring to you?
And that's just it. If you allow it,
you're welcoming.
yes. And
The
that's
bad
a big
energy.
thing for me. A giver.
Have you ever noticed people want to be involved and be the fixer and everything, and then get so frustrated that now they start fussing about?
Yeah, I got
The
people
energy.
more mad about my situation than I am.
Yeah,
And I'm like, look,
I've
you gotta
been mad at you a few
You need
times.
to calm down. Like, I'm not even, like, I'm
yeah.
good. Like,
Yeah.
now you're making me mad.
But there's people that are legit be like, oh, I'll help you. I'll be there. You know, and they drop everything they're doing, and then it becomes a constant. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me?
Right.
Can you help me? I need. And we're constantly going, yeah, I feel you because you're starting over, but where do you put those boundaries? And that's what people need to learn to do is
There are givers.
it's okay to be a giver.
There are givers and there are takers.
But
Find
you-
that balance.
You got to find that balance.
Yeah.
You got to learn, and that's a powerful word, that word no.
Yeah, it is.
When you finally able to say, nope, I can't. I don't want that negative stuff around me. I don't want
Your energy will start to change.
it. Will. You
Mhm.
start feeling lighter, and I can speak from experience.
Yeah, you be at peace.
Man, that peace is a lovely
and then
feeling.
it's like a 24-hour job to maintain that peace.
It is.
Though. There's always something that's coming that's trying to take that peace.
When they say the devil is a lie, somebody always testing you. I promise you.
Like, man, can y'all just let me be?
Yep, no, because we are the type of individuals that we are the go-to people. But what I tell people all the time, I can support you, but I can't enable you.
Mhm.
I'm not going to give you my full energy. There's only so much I can do, but it took a very long time for me to get there, and I'm 41.
Yeah.
And I think even before 2020, when did you realize that you had to start saying no?
I'm 45.
When did
And
you
I'm still
realize?
learning how to. I still don't know how to say no half the time. Like, I still
It's crazy.
take on people's problems. I help everybody.
Because you love to see people smile.
And a part of that I had to learn is
Even though you don't like to smile.
it's a part of me though to help people.
No, that makes sense. He feels it in here.
Yeah, that's when I get my enjoyment is by seeing basically when I help somebody and I see them go on and do
Yeah, and
good with
that feels that.
But you got a certain amount of people that'll take their help and they keep coming back, like you said. They keep coming back, and that's the hard part. Like, you know what?
I think my biggest
cut
thing
you
is
off.
because I know how it feels to need that one person to say yes. And that's where mine comes in at, is because I want people to succeed around me, period.
Mhm.
Right.
And if there's a will, there's a way. I've always been taught that. We've all grew up in that mindset. If there's a will, there's a way, but we've been go-getters. We figure it out.
Right.
Not everybody is able to just have that strong stance where they wake up and be like, I'm going to Google this. This is what like us.
Mhm.
Right.
We're quick to research.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
everybody's built that way.
I'm a research person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we point you in the right direction, that's what you're supposed to do, is go in that direction. I can't do it for you, but I'm telling you how that you can get started to be able to fix yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the chakra thing.
Yeah.
And cleansing. I can get it started. I can get you a line.
But it's on
you. You have to keep, I can come back and do it as many times as I need to, but I'm going to show you how to keep it maintained, how to basically find yourself, know yourself,
Yeah.
know your own energy. That way, when you have an intrusion, you'll know this isn't me. I do that on the daily. I'm always like, this isn't me. You hear me say all the time, like, this isn't me, this is wrong energy. What's happening? And it's basically, it's not that I'm just feeling somebody else is merging with me, whether it be in the grocery store or wherever it may be. It gets a little overwhelming at times.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that.
Yeah, and even in your household, you got to be careful who you invite in your household.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not to say that if somebody needs to start over and you really know that's where they're at, you invite them in. That's
always
okay.
done that. You can always tell people that.
It's okay to do that and invite them in.
Yeah.
But it's not a forever location. You know what I mean? So but it's not to say that, you got a week, you got to figure it out. No, don't do that to that individual. And when people invite other people in, you can't expect for them to pay. You don't ask for them to pay. Don't do that. They got to be able to save. They got to be able to do whatever. But when you're expecting that energy in, you also have to be careful with who you're inviting in.
Yeah.
You've learned that firsthand.
Yeah.
I got to step out. I got to check the
Okay, you check that. But again, thank you, producer, for getting in front of the camera this good time. Thank you for Felicia for coming once again this week, even though she never really left. She's always here in spirit. If you have any questions, reach out to twofeathersage@gmail.com or go to etsy.com and look for Two Feather Sage and go from there.
Thank you so much.
Till next time.
Be sure to log on to youtube.com and subscribe to the HERshyt Show at TheHERshytShow. Brought to you by 8 Robinsons TV and Yellow Tub Creative.